Grow giant tomatoes in buckets. What's up, everybody? It's your happy homesteader here, and let me tell you, there's nothing quite like biting into a juicy, homegrown tomato, especially when it's bigger than your hand. And the best part? You don't need a sprawling backyard garden to make it happen. Nope, we're going full-on epic today and growing some monster tomatoes in buckets. That's right. Whether you've got a patio, a balcony, or just a sunny corner, we're gonna turn you into a tomato growing machine. I'm talking about the perfect soil mix, watering secrets, and even a few ninja-level fertilizer hacks that'll have your neighbors wondering what kind of magic you're using. So, if you're ready to take your tomato game to the next level and harvest a bounty of deliciousness, keep those gardening gloves on because things are about to get epic. All right, first things first. We gotta give these tomato titans a palace fit for a king, and that starts with the right container. Now, when it comes to growing giants, size definitely matters. I'm talking at least a 5-gallon bucket to give those roots room to stretch. But hey, if you're feeling extra ambitious and want to go for the gold, a 10-gallon fabric pot is where it's at. Those things are like the mansions of the plant world. And don't forget drainage, gardeners. We don't want our tomato superheroes drowning in water. Drill about 6 to 8 drainage holes in the bottom of your container. And to really step it up, add a layer of gravel or broken terracotta pots. It's like creating a drainage superhighway for those roots. And here's a pro tip: stick with white or light-colored buckets to reflect that summer heat and keep those roots nice and cool. Now, let's talk about the foundation of it all, the soil. Remember those heavy-feeding tomato champions we're growing? Well, they need a buffet fit for royalty. My secret weapon? A power-packed soil mix that'll have your tomatoes singing your praises, or at least growing like crazy. We're going with 50% high-quality potting soil, the kind that's light, fluffy, and packed with nutrients. Then we're adding 30% compost. That's pure black gold for your plants, folks. To keep things nice and airy, 10% perlite is a must. And finally, the secret ingredient, 10% worm castings. Trust me, this stuff is like superfood for your plants. Oh, and one more thing. Crush up some eggshells and mix those in too. It's a calcium boost that'll prevent blossom end rot and keep your tomatoes looking flawless. Okay, now for the stars of the show, the tomatoes themselves. Here's the deal. Not all tomato varieties were created equal, especially when you're aiming for size. We want the heavyweights, the champions, the tomatoes that'll make your jaw drop. So if you're ready to grow some serious tonnage, I'm talking tomatoes that'll make your neighbors green with envy. Then listen up. We're going with varieties like Big Zack, which can grow up to a whopping 6 pounds. Then there's Brandywine, a classic heirloom with incredible flavor and size to match. And for those who love a good meaty tomato for sandwiches, beefsteak is your new best friend. All right, it's planting time, baby. Now here's where things get interesting. We're going to bury our tomato seedlings deeper than usual. About 2/3 of the stem goes right into the soil. It sounds crazy, but trust me, this encourages more root growth, which means stronger plants and, you guessed it, bigger tomatoes. But wait, there's more. Before you plant that seedling, toss a banana peel into the hole. Sounds weird, right? But the potassium from the banana will give your plants a growth spurt and help them flourish. Talk about a recycling win. Now let's talk H2O. Watering is like the lifeblood of your tomato plants, especially in containers where they tend to dry out faster. The key here is consistency. We want that soil evenly moist, not too wet, not too dry. Think of it as the Goldilocks zone of watering. I recommend watering deeply 2 to 3 times a week, preferably in the morning. And here's where things get really exciting. It's time for our secret fertilizer trick. Once a week, treat your tomato plants to this supercharged concoction. 1 gallon of water, 1 tablespoon of fish emulsion. That's right, fish emulsion. It's like giving your plants a shot of espresso. 1 teaspoon of Epsom salt for bigger, tastier fruits, and 1 tablespoon of molasses to feed those beneficial soil microbes. This magic potion will have your tomatoes growing like they're on a mission. All right, we're in the home stretch now, but the journey to giant tomatoes doesn't stop here. We gotta prune those suckers. Suckers are the little shoots that pop up between the main stem and branches, and they're basically energy vampires, stealing resources from your precious tomatoes. Pinch them off. And to really maximize your harvest, we gotta talk about pollination. Give those tomato cages a gentle shake every now and then to help spread the pollen, or if you want to get up close and personal, use an electric toothbrush to gently vibrate the flowers. It's like giving Mother Nature a helping hand. And there you have it, folks. After a few months of TLC, you'll be rewarded with a bumper crop of giant juicy tomatoes, all from a simple bucket or container. It just goes to show that with a little know-how and a whole lot of love, you can grow anything, anywhere. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, get growing, and let's see those monster tomatoes. I want to hear all about your gardening adventures in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an epic gardening adventure. Keep on growing.